Hello everyone, it's Sean82. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I am talking about the missing episodes that are basically not missing, that are basically still around, but they haven't been handed over to the BBC. So we'll start off with the most obvious ones, and I'm going to go into it a bit more detailed and talk about it a bit more than, the missing um, stories, but the missing era. So we'll start off with Web of Fear. Now, this is probably the last one on the list, but we'll start off with the last one on the list because it's the most obvious one. This one is 100% out there. Episode 3 is out there, 100%. A private collector's got that. Paul Morris actually confirmed that he had episode 3 and it went missing. So someone took it from them, and that's all we can say. We know episode 3 exists out there in some, some sort of, way. But we don't know if it's still around now because, as far as we know, they could have burned it, they could have done anything with it. It's probably still out there if the person knows what it's for, but then wouldn't you want to sell it anyways and get loads of money for it? It would be the most obvious thing, anyone would do. But some people just want to keep it for themselves. So if this person is a collector, he might have more Doctor Who, he might have other stuff that is missing. Why would you just get it unless you just want to burn it or be a bit loopy-loo with it, unless you're a collector yourself? Next up is mostly First Doctor. So, well, all basically is First Doctor. So first of all, apparently an episode, maybe the whole Marco Polo, maybe a couple of episodes of Marco Polo. We don't know. But it's weird because when you say, no, this is where we're going to go to, I think it's 1969. When you say, let's say the Space Pirates would have been found, because it's the latest release of a missing episode, being more likely to be found. No, apparently Marco Polo is in private collectors' hands. An episode or something would be in collectors' hands, but they're saying there is probably a couple, but they're not going to say how many, and they're not going to say, how many episodes and what episodes they are, or stories, whatever you like to call them. But apparently it's Marco Polo in some sort of way. So it's either the whole or a couple of episodes, maybe even one. Next up, apparently it is the Daleks Master Plan episode 4. Now, what is so special about Daleks Master Plan episode 4, you may say? I don't know. But I've been told Dalek Master Plan episode 4 is the most likely to have been found, and they're not handing it over. Now, as I do, if you are someone who has these episodes, why don't you hand them over? It's just simple, isn't it? Hand the episode over. It's called The Visitor, apparently, or is it called now the Traitors? It's called The Traitors. Why would they have this episode? Now I'm gonna try and watch it and mute it on here. Give it a quick 2-second watch. It's called, so no one can hear what it's going on about. Why would this episode be so important? Oh, is this the episode where Katerina dies in? And the Daleks are chasing the Doctor, and they have to decide to go back or not. Alright, Katerina dies in this one. So it's the first ever companion's death, I would say. Proper companion's death. That's it, really. So, episode 4, Daleks Master Plan. If you want to see a companion dying, that's the episode you want. Which I think episode 3 is doing. What episodes left in the archive of Dalek Master Plan? Is episode 3, 5, and 7. Oh no, 3 in there. It's 2. What is it? I don't know these off by my head. So it's 2, 5, and 10. Still available in the archive. So 4 would help because that would combine with episode 5. So you'd have a first time ever having a joint story, a joint part of story of the Daleks Master Plan, which would be cool. Next up, we have, well, it's sort of not found and it is found because we made it ourselves. It's Dalek Master, well, Mission to the Unknown. Mission to the Unknown, Dalek's Mission to the Unknown. What do I say about this one? I know it's not called Dalek's Mission to the Unknown, but I'm saying it's Dalek's Mission to the Unknown. Watch this space because they've animated it, they've put people on it, they've really done a lot in this episode. I know it's just one episode, but they've done a lot. So I reckon it's a lot to do for one episode just to have it on, on these things where they've just made it, animation and recreated it. Why do that? Why do that for? And then the last one, last but not least, is the most important Doctor Who story of all time. Now, this one is a bit unbelievable that they would have this story still in, private collectors' hands and not buy off them themselves for the £1,000. It's episode 4 of The 10th Planet. Now, they did have episode 4 of The 10th Planet. What the hell are they doing? What the hell are they doing? I like to say that. What the hell are they doing? Episode 4, The 10th Planet, is probably the most important Doctor Who story of all time. I would say so because it features the first regeneration, the final part of the 10th Planet Cyberman story, which is the first time we see the Cybermen, and when Hartnell's last appearance as the Doctor. So, if they did have this story, it would probably, sales of the 10th Planet Special Edition would go through the roof. If you have that story, you'd probably be a billionaire. You'd probably be a billionaire. Why would you hide this story for if this is correct? Now, there is also another mention before we go on to being the end of the video. It is Eve of the Daleks. Apparently, I don't know if it was episode 7. Episode 7, and I have heard this, and they have got little clips of it still available, and they've recreated bits. Apparently, episode 7 was found with this boy, and I don't think he told his mum or whatever, his friend. I don't know his mum. I think he lived with his friend at the time, and he found Evil Daleks episode 7 on a video recording, on a video VHS, and he took it out, and his friend couldn't find a video to record on, and apparently they confirmed it. They were like, "Yeah, we're going to see how good this material is." And this boy, his friend, taped over episode 7 of the Evil of the Daleks. Yeah, can you imagine being that person now, if that is true, knowing all that and having that story to be told? Ooh. But then we haven't heard now. They'll come out with that story saying, "I'm the one who did it." That's what, unless he knows he'd be hated for whatever. I mean, that is one of the most wow stories. It's the first story for Victoria, the last story, when the Daleks could have been out of Doctor Who forever. This story was 100% out there, episode 7 of Eve of the Daleks. I believe so. I believe the story completely. I believe it because they wouldn't have said it. They wouldn't have said it. They wouldn't have come out of it. They would say, it doesn't exist. This story never happened. There's no truth in them taping Who Wants to Be a Millionaire over Evil of the Daleks. Can you imagine taping Who Wants to Be a Millionaire over Evil of the Daleks? I know back then it was probably very, like we do it all the time, but doing it then, if it is true, which I do believe it is, then you've just wiped out a whole history, money for you, probably for your rent, if you're, renting with this guy for the rest of your life, probably a home to live in the rest of your life. They probably get a lot of money, but then how much would you say it was back in the day? I don't know if you found a missing episode. But yeah, that's what's in probably private collector's hands. So we know what was in. We got Marco Polo, maybe a couple of episodes, the whole thing. We got Daleks Master Plan, not likely Mission to the Unknown, 10th Planet most likely. So that's at least 4 there. Then we got Weather Fear, which is most likely, and sadly we did have Eve of the Daleks, but that was wiped. it was wiped, even though it survived. Can you imagine surviving past your wipe date? It's like me dying like Jesus Christ, then coming back to life and then being wiped again. So I'm killed off. It's like Jesus being killed off after the resurrection or whatever. Let's say you're a zombie, you're back and you're happy, and then you're dead again. And go, oh, but you're not a zombie. You know what I mean? I'm trying to say you came back to life, but it didn't come back to life. It was all already alive. It was already still alive. It just disappeared. I think this happened in the early 80s to 90s, if I was correct. I don't know when Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Oh, it might be 90s with Millionaire. So they had that. That was still alive since the 90s, and then it was wiped. Can you believe that? So either Daleks episode 7 and episode 2 would still be existing in the archive. Wow. Imagine what the archive would be like if we had these episodes all around us, still around. Can you imagine that? That'd be so incredible. And if they do have these episodes still around, do we have to wait till they die, or would we not get them because they'd be passed down to their descendants? How long do we have to wait for these episodes to actually be out? If they are out there, confirmedly. We have to wait and see. That's the end of this video, guys. Remember to subscribe. Until next time, guys. Thanks for this video. Take care. Tell me if you think any episodes are out there, if you know any of them. Apparently, I've heard the claws axons. The Macra Terror was out there, but then if it is out there, they would have done it by now. They would have shown it, and they would have got it out there. They wouldn't have done the animation, but then who knows? Apparently, it was in Australia or New Zealand, and that's the last we've ever heard of it. That's the end of this video, and bye for now. Bye-bye.